And we're back for our June Pride Month special, praying for the meteorite. More information in the stream description. If you're inclined to be easily offended, whether you happen to be queer or straight or, an ally, as they're called. The alliances that we need to be having are alliances against internationalist banking interests and ancient Babylonian death cults, Slytherins, things like that. I think Pride Month is ridiculous. As an American, longtime self-exiled American living abroad, I find it embarrassing. And it's not because I'm a quote-unquote homophobe. Because I'm not. As I've mentioned before, I have... I know it sounds like... I've got black friends, man. Shit, some of my best friends are black, man. I know it sounds like that, but it's true that I've got family members, one of them very, very close, who are queer. I prefer to use the word queer. The word gay used to be just an ordinary word. Gay. It meant really happy. Cheerful. Joyful even. Joyous. Joyful. Again, I don't have a problem with anyone on an individual level. What you do sexually is your business. I just don't want it to be my business. And that includes if you're straight. I don't want to know. And it's not the business of children either. And pornography shouldn't be in school libraries. It's common sense. And if you're going to take a word, it's also just like the whole political side of it and the ideological side of it. And, you can't just have one color. You got to have all the colors. All right. I'll even indulge you in that. But if you're going to take a word from the English language, if you're going to commandeer a word, I'd prefer it be queer rather than gay. And I think, well, anyway. If you're offended, sorry. Not sorry. This song is a work of art. And it does poke fun at straight people as well, a little bit. Pokes fun. It's all in good fun, except where it isn't. Anyway, it's time to. I did this song a year ago, back when I've gained a lot of ground since then, and so I'm just trying to figure out where to begin. Well, where to begin? Well, not maybe not all the way back to square one, but damn close. I'm going to be doing a basic re-leveling and re-EQing here, and I've got some new tracks to add. You can see these lines, these lanes. These are volume automation lanes. This is where I automated the volume levels in these tracks, and also going into console view here, you can see that for tracks 1 through 6, except for these two, I deleted all the plugins, and I have not done that yet for all these other tracks. So, and that's because, yeah, this is not totally and completely back to square one. I put a lot of work and a lot of thought into those plugins, those effects racks, those choices, and I'm going to show a little bit of restraint and respect for my year younger self. Give my year younger self the benefit of the doubt a little bit. So I froze those tracks, and I'm going to be re-leveling them as if I'm actually going to keep all of these plugins and not change any of this, although I will be going in and tweaking and changing things later on. But because of the levels would just be wildly different if I had just nuked all these plugins and really went back to square one. The levels would be so wildly different that even if I redo all these plugins, how can I say? They're gonna, like on the solos, on the guitar solos. If I take out all those plugins, hey brother, how you doing, man? I enjoyed your stream yesterday, and it was one of those times when the almighty malgorithm, as I call it, actually served up something that I'm interested in seeing, which was a pleasant surprise because I don't usually get that. So thanks for dropping by. This is something I did a year ago, and I'm going back through and just as the description says, I'm re-leveling, re-EQing, and I've tracked some other parts, and I'm just as the title says, leveling and EQing, and I'm explaining why I deleted all the plugins in these channels, but not these. And it's like guitar solos, for instance. These are a lot hotter without the plugins, and I'm not ready yet to just strip out everything and really start from square one. I probably made some good decisions back then, and so I'm just keeping these for the time being as they are. I froze them. It is Cakewalk by BandLab, which is absolutely free, no strings attached, and highly underrated, I would say, unjustly maligned by people who should know better. You hear a lot about Reaper, justly so. I mean, if I wasn't using this, I'd be using Reaper. You hear a lot about Studio One and FL Studio and all these other DAWs. And when someone does a video, ranking all the different DAWs and the free DAWs, they invariably slag on Cakewalk by BandLab, and I just think they don't know any better. It just goes to show how people tend to just repeat what they've heard, and it's a great DAW for a home project studio. You just can't beat it with a stick. So, do you multi-track at home? Do you record? What digital audio workstation do you use, sir? And by the way, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there for you. I've got a good, let's see, Ableton. All right, yeah. I think many years ago I used Ableton for a time. I hear good things about it. I think it's probably, if you're comfortable with, go with what you're comfortable with, right? I got back into this after a long hiatus a little bit over a year ago. I quit drinking, and I had to. And this was really, really key, helping me stay off the bottle and get through those long, miserable nights, sleepless, insomnia. I still have issues with sleep. That's why I'm up at 4:17 a.m. here. I'm in South Korea, by the way. And yeah. By the way, yeah. So I've got a band of musical brothers. We all have different areas of expertise. One of them is a boutique guitar builder, luthier, and one is an expert in old, like 80s synths and sequencers, and yeah, I've got we all communicate on Discord. I don't know if you're on Discord, but if you want to look me up there, my handle is lean_bear, and you can call me Matt. My name is Matt. So, and this is my Pride Month song, which is, I don't know. It's I always preface these videos by saying that if you're queer, I don't have a problem with you, one way or the other. In particular, just be a decent human being and leave other people, and especially kids, out of it. That's all I I think Pride Month is kind of ridiculous and overdone. So this is my artistic taking of the piss. Anyway, and I made a video for it that I'm pretty proud of. So remixing and ultimately remastering, put the video back together, and this year I'm just going to release it. I'm going to make it public. Right, so I've got some tracks to add here. This was based on so just a little more background on this mix. So I was just getting back into this a year ago, and since then I've discovered I've got a lot more tools in my toolkit, plug-in wise, and just a lot more practice under my belt, right? But my audio interface is the M Audio Black Box, which, it's over 20 years old at this point. Long discontinued. I mean, it wasn't around for that long, actually, but it's more than an audio interface. It's a USB audio interface. It's not ASIO. I've got everything set to Wasapi shared, and so that's my basic situation. But this thing, it's got drum loops by Roger Lynn and time-based effects. It's got a lot of good amp models, and so anyway. At the time, I didn't have any kind of MIDI controller. Now I've got a MIDI keyboard. I've got a drum kit. But at the time, I was just using a drum loop from the Black Box, and it was. So here's the right here was the basic, and I tracked it with a guitar. So the drum loop is that guitar is. This is the first thing I tracked, and the guitar, it's like I think it was like a sample and hold style guitar effect, and it just has to be there. And the drum loop is baked in. It sounds like, right. So what I went in and did was, let me get my this other window in here. So I tracked this. Took me more than one session, obviously, because I'm not a drummer. I'm still learning. And let me see. So I want to get this this drum track over there, right? And I've learned that I don't really need to do the export import thing. I can get away with, first I'm going to take these and bounce the clip, and then just like copy and paste. Insert audio track and drag it up here to just below that drum loop. And now I can paste it. Oh, wait a minute. This is a MIDI track, so it needs to be, I need a drum VST in there, so it's got to be an instrument track. I'm just going to go with, this is SI Drum Kit. This is a drum VST that's native to Cakewalk, and it's decent. It's fine for right now. Yeah, Ivan, I saw that in your short. Yeah, and it's good to meet you, man. That was really cool. I made a comment. I don't know if you saw it, but there's the other guy in there, and he agreed that I don't know if you ever saw. You could look it up. Neil Young, Lenoise. Le, like the French article, le, and then the word noise, le noise. And it's kind of a video album that he did with Daniel Lanois down in Lanois' mansion studio down in New Orleans. It's quite good, man. And it's just Neil Young solo electric guitar. I can't remember. He's playing Gibsons and Gretches and things like that. A lot of distortion, and what you were doing reminded me of that. Yeah, have you ever seen that one, Lanois? It's worth checking out, man. It's really cool. So, by the way, you mentioned yesterday how hot it was, but I didn't catch where you are geographically. I'm in a place called Paju, 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 South Korea, like stone's throw from the North Korean border. Oh, Chicago. Okay. I've only ever been through the airport. Chicago area. That's a big area, eh? How are things there these days? Officially Northwest Indiana. Okay. Yeah, I kind of grew up, well, my mom and my dad split up when I was early, but the two sides of the family, it's basically South Carolina and then later Oklahoma on my mother's side, and then Colorado on my father's side. So on balance, I kind of consider myself an Oklahoman, you know? All right. Wait a minute. I got to make sure that I did the right thing here. See. SI drum kit. There we go. I need to make sure that all right. So how is oh, okay. You work in Chicago every day. Yeah, how are things these days? Seems like America is just so volatile, and owing to my temperament, it's probably a good thing that I'm not there. Especially not in a big city. What's it? It's not really a thing to be able to talk about in a live stream chat, but it's too general a question. But what the hell must it be like to be driving around Chicago, living around Chicago? I mean, I can't imagine doing it. Being around just being in America, but any big city, it's like, yeah, okay, well, good enough. That's a good enough answer. Full on understanding and, yeah, respect. I mean, there you go. It's the best we can do. A lot of ways. All right, so I'm gonna be. I think that first hit is a snare. Let me mute this and just solo this. Yep, that's a snare. And that little blue blip right there is a snare. It's actually not a snare, it's a hi-hat. Or no, that first one right there is a hi-hat. So right here. So now I'm going to solo these together and okay, nudge it. That was too far. Maybe I can just hand nudge this. Yeah, it's a little bit early. So I didn't really go in and explore your channel yet. Do you have your recordings on YouTube, or you on SoundCloud or other places? Don't believe the hype. Okay, yeah, well, um, yeah. How much of it is? You make a good point. You know, there's a lot of. I don't want to get too deep, but the way I see it, we've been in the middle of World War III for a long time, and it's global, and it's possibly even bigger than that. And part of the war is informational, you know? Propaganda is a big part of it. North Korea, for example, I mean, people in this country, they think that all those people in North Korea, they're brainwashed. It's like, yeah, well, at least they probably know how, they're probably more aware of being brainwashed than you guys are. You know what I mean? And I don't believe everything that I hear about North Korea either. Okay, well, that's not lined up, obviously. Recordings are still on their way? Yeah. So you like to keep things close to your chest, and I get that. I'm the opposite. I just I let it all hang out, and I my musical journey is I share the process because, you know, this is the kind of thing that I like to watch. I like to watch other people go through their process, and you know, it's not for everybody. I'll do tracking videos. I fuck up again and again and again, and I'm not. Let me see. So how do I line these up? I'm pretty sure that I missed the first kick, and I'm pretty sure that on this one, Rob Elliott in the studio. That's a video on your channel. I might as well, hang on a second, I'll look it up and make a tab so that I can go back. Rob, all right. Okay, YouTube, and okay, so you can see in my YouTube landing page the shit that I'm into, right? All right. And to find your channel, I'll just type in the name. My Music Success Journey. I think your channel is fairly new, right? Because you're right around 50 subs, as I recall. And my musical success journey. My musical. What is that? What happened? My musical Success. Journey. There it is. All right. And then the channel search is Rob Elliott. Okay, I'll type in Rob Elliott. The channel has no content that matched Rob Elliott. Oh, 2 T's. There we go. And all this came up. This there it is. Okay. I got that parked in a tab right now. Oh, very cool. So you got some outboard gear, you got some rack gear. Yeah. I'm much more primitive. I don't have any outboard gear except for my dinosaur of an interface and a few microphones. So I'll be interested to check it out, man. Thanks for the suggestion. I will check it out. Yeah, it's I mean, it's all right. It's a tool. It's a fun tool. It's a good creative tool. It's good for getting ideas, and it's a lot of fun. I was talking recently with a guy in Canada who I did a video on it, and he commented. And he said he'd picked one up for like, I don't know, $10 or $15. And if you can find one for $10 or $15 somewhere, it's totally worth it, man. And you can sync it to your DAW. Like, it's one of those things that just went underappreciated, and it just didn't make it over the long haul. Is one of those things, but I loved it so much I had 2 at one point. I don't know what happened to the other one. All right, let's see here. Okay, here's my kick. These better line up. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. Why wouldn't they line up? Oh, I know why they might not line up. Oh, yeah. They might not line up because of, holy man, oh man. Okay, sample rate. This project sample rate is 4 to 4.1. And this one here is 48. Is that why? Because you can hear in this one. They line up. Perfect. Hang on. Well, not perfect, but they line up, and here they don't. Yeah, that's slower. That's slower. So this is a sampling rate issue. Now, Cakewalk is supposed to resample. Oh man, didn't expect this. No, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense either because this is a MIDI track. Wake up. This is a MIDI track. So, wait a minute. Wait. Little unexpected puzzles, you know. What is going on here? Back into the other project. This is, I don't know if this would make a difference, but 93.4. You got any suggestions, Ivan? See. And wow, it's not lining up. Yeah, I just not that it matters because I'm not using this is because of the I tracked this to the black box. That was my earlier point. I tracked this to the black box drum loop. And so there is no project BPM. There's no this is not on the Cakewalk clock. You know what I mean? And but I tried it anyway. 90 BPM 3/4. 90 BPM 3/4. Although doing that threw things out of sync in this project. So now you get, this is what I do. I get up on the stream and I show everybody what an idiot I am. Undo modify tempo. Aha. Hey Eric. Eric, this is here in the chat is Ivan from the Chicago area, and I found him doing a live stream yesterday. Playing, solo electric guitar. Reminded me of some work that Neil Young did with Daniel Lanois. And we kind of hit it off. And Ivan, Eric is a luthier custom guitar builder in North Carolina. And I'll show you his website. You can look up his YouTube. Eric, hang on, let me pull up your website so Ivan can check it out. Eric is in our Discord posse. Eric, I'm running into an unexpected issue here. A puzzle. And looking like an idiot as usual. So, freestyle guitars. freestyleguitarist.com. Is that right? That is it. Ivan, go check out Eric's guitars, man. You can find your way around the website there. Look at that. Just right off the bat. Isn't that interesting? Cool. Cool. All right. I'm going to return my attention and intention to this little puzzle I've got in front of me. Man, this is I don't even know where to begin. Good grief. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll try and export import is what I'll try. You guys, I got to focus on this for a minute. I don't mean to be unsociable, but all right. All right, so export standard MIDI file. Let's try that. And we've got MIDI format. I don't know anything about this. I'll just go with the default. I'll just call it MIDI drum. MIDI drums. And just save it to the folder. All right, and back to the main project. Right. Import. Import button is not doing anything. Import. All right. Import MIDI. There it is. Okay, let's see if that works. No. I just did like 2 or 3 days ago, I did a proof of concept video where I tried this. And as I recall, it worked. And now I'm just like, I'm at a loss. So like, if I right click, I'm just looking in the right click menu and groove clip looping. I wonder what that's all about. Groove, it's not. I don't want any looping, so. Convert MIDI clips to step sequencer. No. Revert to original timestamp? I don't think so. I didn't do anything. Way too slow. Okay, well, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try a real shotgun approach here. And go to the old AI. When I import MIDI drum file to Cakewalk project, it's too slow. MIDI import slow in Cakewalk. When importing a MIDI drum file into a Cakewalk project and experiencing slow No, not that kind of slow. No, not that kind of slow. Dum-dum. Let me see. BPM is slowed down. When importing a MIDI drum file into a Cakewalk project, the issue of the BPM being slowed down can occur if the MIDI's file tempo is not correctly recognized or applied by Cakewalk. To resolve this, you can manually set the project tempo to match the desired BPM of the MIDI file after importing it. No worries, man. I'm just looking for a solution to my little issue here. Just seeing if the Brave browser AI can be of any help. Okay. The issue of the BPM being slowed down can occur if the MIDI file's tempo is not correctly recognized or applied by Cakewalk. To resolve this, you can manually set the project tempo to match the desired BPM of the MIDI file after importing it. Additionally, ensure that the MIDI file itself does not contain incorrect tempo information that Cakewalk might be interpreting incorrectly. If the MIDI file specifies a tempo that differs from the project's tempo, you may need to adjust the tempo mapping within Cakewalk to synchronize the imported MIDI with the project tempo accurately. See, the problem is that I don't have a project tempo per se. Yeah, Eric, he's cool. He was using a... Hey, Ivan, what kind of guitar were you playing yesterday? It looked like a archtop. A jazz box to play metal. It sounded really good with the fuzz. What kind of guitar was that, Ivan? I couldn't make out... Was it a Gretsch or... Anyway, all this shit is above my pay grade. You manually adjust the tempo of the project to match the intended BPM of the MIDI file. This involves setting the project tempo to the desired BPM and ensuring that the MIDI file plays back at the correct speed relative to the project tempo. Sometimes the MIDI file might be set to a different tempo internally, causing discrepancies. Well, this is my intuition, but Cakewalk's tempo adjustment tools to stretch or shrink the MIDI data. Okay. Analyze and set the key and tempo of your track once you've recorded it or imported a MIDI file. All right, so I guess I just got to spitball this. And I don't have any, this is my first MIDI file in this whole project. And in this tracking project, the tempo was set to 120. That must be it. So this is just a guess, but this is my original project. If I set this to 120, it's not going to make any difference. This is going to sound the same either way, because I'm not set to the clock anyway. So, whoops, this is going to sound the same after this adjustment. All I did was just change you saw the scale. You saw the scale change, right? I think this is going to work. So I'm going to go back into my tracking project and do this again. So select the MIDI clip, copy, go back into the project file, and let's see. And well, hang on. All right, so that's going to be about right there-ish. It looks like it matches up now. All right. I don't mean to. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. Just I do need to get some work done here. Let me just make sure this lines up. Yeah, I knew that kick hit was a little early. I'm gonna have to. All right. Let's see how these sound together now. Hurrah! Okay, now I'm just going to set my VST. I'll just leave it on the default kit. Turn it up to about there. Reverb about there. Compression about there-ish, thereabouts. All right, first hurdle overcome. I'm glad you guys are taking the time to banter. I appreciate that, man. Really. Ivan, I'm guessing you're around my age. I'm 53. And I just, I only heard part of one stream, but strikes me as just a guy from our era with all of the influences you'd expect. There's a lot of, but it's very metal. Very metal. I like some of the fuzz tones. I thought you were doing that one song, the one that I said it was reminded me of Neil Young, Lanois. You were playing a fuzz, and I thought I made the suggestion a little bit of subs in the fuzz. I don't know what kind of fuzz you were using, if it was hardware or software, but just like some bumps in the fuzz. As a matter of fact, 57, cool. All right. Ivan, I'll show you a plugin here. If you don't have it, I use this sometimes with fuzz. To bring out some wump, some subs, and you can Black Spirit 200. Okay, Hughes and Kettner. This built-in fuzz sound. Okay, this is just something. If I was doing that sort of thing and basically treating electric fuzz guitar as if it was an acoustic guitar, especially if I was recording that way, this is just a little. This is something I do. You can use this thing you can use the subs selectively. Use some of the sub frequencies to give you just little warbles in the subs that kind of like, and with other tools you can actually control it to give you kind of like little drum sounds, little kick, but not very prominent. But it's called what's it called here? It's I've got my plugins organized by manufacturer, and sometimes Chris Hooker. This is all I don't pay for anything. Chris Hooker OCD2. This one right here. I'm not going to use it, obviously. Actually, it's called the Octaver OCD2, and it takes some playing around with. It's got some presets that you can start with, and obviously you want to play with the wet, dry. Tweak it, but this with a fuzz at the proper wet, dry setting. It's a lot of fun, man. This plugin right here. All right. Now, okay, I'm going to go back to getting these other tracks in here. Now, I shouldn't be having the same issue with audio tracks, right? But my projects were a lot bigger back then. I deleted some tracks. I got to get the vocal. I did a new vocal. So we get the vocal track in here. That's yeah, this one. Okay. And all right, create an audio track, and I'll just leave it down here. Main vocal, even though this is probably still a scratch track, I'll go back and do it again. Hello. All right. Now, can I copy paste this? Doesn't match the current project sample rate. Right. But Cakewalk should resample if I... okay, so I got to export import, which is a problem. That's a problem. If I do export import, audio export import, then I got to stop the stream. So Okay, I'm just going to go with what I got right now. And just do a basic, very rough leveling. And I'll sing along as I do it. And, well, before I do leveling on this, I'm going to go into something called the Pro Channel. Right, SI Drum Kit, Pro Channel. I'm just going to do some basic settings on some basic drum settings, basic drum presets, drums, drum bus warm, and drum bus. Okay, and here I'm going to put in a transient shaper. There we go. I got this track called Strings, which okay. Yeah, that resetting of the project tempo has thrown things out of whack. So this is going to be more... All right. I got a can of worms here. Which is okay. I'll just retitle this stream something else. Opening a can of worms. Here's the issue here. Mute. All right. Well, there can be no doubt now. The knives are all out now, and the devil, he's done playing nice. And there's no use pretending it all won't soon be ending, whether by fire or ice. And the light proves a curse as the shadows disperse, and the horsemen go mounting their steeds. And if it weren't for the salvation was the last thing that anyone needs. Yeah, man, everything is all out of whack since I changed the project tempo. What's out of whack is that parts are now I've got to make horizontal adjustments because those guitar parts aren't supposed to come in until the pre-chorus, and they come in early now. So, well, we learn something new every time, right? Every time you go out and make an idiot of yourself. You learn something new. Change the project tempo, and it doesn't automatically adjust your arrangement timeline. How did you open the can of worms? Ivan, what did you have to do with it, man? Ivan. Oh, I opened a can of worms. There we go. And actually, I thought I might be opening cans of worms with the title, the title as it is, right? Pride Month special and all that. So this is interesting though, because it's not like it's not a big deal. It's just I got to make sure that the bass part is okay. So solo, solo, solo. Just try the I'm gonna have to go in and tweak the drum part because I'm not a great drummer or even a good one. But so the bass is lined up, and okay, so let me zoom out, and here's where these other two parts come in. Call it arpeggio sweep and deep space vibe, what I called those. And the strings I'm gonna mute. Don't really need that. It's just string sound. I recorded that on the Yamaha SG on unplugged, just for string sound, because I didn't have a mic where I could do a proper acoustic guitar part. Now I do, so I should go back and just track an acoustic guitar part. But here's where these come in. I need to get my bearings. Whoops. As the shadows disperse and the horsemen go mounting their steeds, and if it weren't for damnation, you'd think that salvation was the last thing that anyone needs. And it's right there. That's where those parts should come in. So, just very rough repositioning at first. And drag them over. Whoops. Right around there. Now, the arpeggiator is... that's one of those time-based effects in the M-Audio black box, which will sync up with that drum loop. So I got to get it exactly right. And it may seem an odd thing to whisper to God. So here's what I can do is, I guess I could use the MIDI track as a reference. I should be able to do that. that crash right there. The crash is where they have to, that's where they got to line up. Let's see how it sounds. I think it's about it. By the way, Ivan, I've got a if you're still there, I've got a hearing impediment in my left ear. And this deep space vibe thing, it's, I guess technically it's got some auto panning in it. It's very fast, but I've got to switch the cans and make sure it's on tempo. But that sounded pretty much on tempo. Yeah. The arpeggiator sounds in time. And it may seem an odd thing to whisper to God, but I think it is fitting and right. If there's no around the world that is hellbound, then I'm praying for the meteorite.
Right there, it'll burn and burn and burn. You'll have to, the manufacturers will have to go into manufacturing chairs where people can stand up because they won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole every summer. That way we'll know it's a sodomite because we can't sit down.
And I got, that's Preacher Manning from Harlem talking about the flames going to come out their buttholes. I had to get Preacher Manning in there, dude. This is a big production, man. This is a 10-minute music video. I got the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir in there. I got it's quite the thing. Now, but here's something I wasn't thinking of. I just adjusted these parts right here, this much. Hang on, but I got to adjust the whole timeline. So undo drag move. Undo drag move there. So I need to, I got to shift the whole thing over, right? And all right, first thing I can do is, and make sure there's no undo before that. Undo, insert plugin. Yeah, okay. So I can select these and bounce them to clip. So I'm just working with one clip. Bounce to clips. All right. Good. And then same thing here. Bounce to clips. Eric, wait until you see the video, dude. I don't even feel bad about, like, you know, if you actually listen to this whole process, you're going to know the whole song by the time I release the video, but nothing Nothing is going to prepare you for the video. Nothing's going to prepare you for the video. Like, there's no spoilers. Oh yeah, it's epic, dude. Eric, you know people, like, you know people. All right, Eric, I've got to get this into the hands of Matt Walsh. If Matt Walsh sees my video, there's not a phantom of a doubt in my mind that he will play it on his program. It even has Matt Walsh in it. It has a very brief clip from What is a Woman, the documentary. And I even wrote to his people asking for permission to use it, but they never answered. So I just figure fair use. And he'd probably approve anyway. He probably would, dude. Look, you know that I'm pretty self-deprecating. And I don't really toot my own horn. I'm pretty self-deprecating. But that video is like the best thing I ever did. Hands down. It's a work of art. And I'm not even particularly good with like video editing, but I poured my everything I had into it. So, okay, I'll shut up about it now. So I got to take all of these. I got to take both of these now and shift them all together. So, all right, solo, solo, solo. All right. And the light proves a curse as the shadows disperse and the horsemen go mounting their steeds. And if it weren't for damnation, you'd think that salvation was the last thing that anyone needs. That crash right there. Now, in theory, everything should line up for these until the end of the song. And let's see if they line up now. Oops. On solo, or solo. Nope. Is that early or late? I can't tell. Got it right the first time. All right, where's my... Okay, that short blip is my crash. Right there. There's my deep space vibe. Okay, so as I said earlier, this is technically an auto pan because it goes left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. I can't hear it in time in my left ear, which is why I switched the cans on my head just now. But one of these has got to line up with that crash. Either this one or the top one or the bottom one. Left one or right one. I think that's it. That's it. Okay. That part's going to sound slightly out of time in my right ear. But whatever. I think it is fitting and right Now let's line up Preacher Manning. First, I want to make sure that these are also... Hang on. Make sure they also come in time here. No! Damn. This is just throwing me for loop after loop after loop, man. Ah, this is weird. So weird. So, I said, in theory, everything should line up. But nope. Alright. Undo drag move. Undo drag move. Undo bounce to clips. Undo bounce to clips. I guess I gotta do them all individually, which is bizarre. It just doesn't make any sense. But sorry this turned out to be tedious, guys, but probably not worth live streaming at this point, because the lessons such as this is, see, Ivan, if you're still there, this is one reason I do this, is so that other people can learn from my lessons. And occasionally I might get someone that knows better and can teach me, you know, hey, do it this way. So that's why I do this, and I don't get many watchers of it, but that's not the point. Okay, so it's turned into a tedious thing, but so be it. Should be paying more. See, I could be putting putting little carrot markers up on the timeline, which is what Phil would probably tell me to be doing. All right. Where's my crash? There. Okay. And I now know that it's the top waveform. Whoops. That needs to line up with that crash. Not snare, crash. There. Manning, but he's ranting about the flames coming out their buttholes, and they're not going to be able to sit down. They'll have to wear asbestos diapers. They're going to have to make special chairs for them to try to sit down in, because they won't be able to sit down because of the flames coming out their buttholes. And he's in the video too. All right. Well, I'm ready as paper to flash into vapor should it come screaming down from above. See, that shouldn't be kicking in yet. I don't know how this got so messed up. I don't know if that's a cakewalk thing or a DAW thing in general, but like these should just not be there. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna take all these and just move them way over until I figure out what the hell's going on. All right. Vapor, should it come screaming down from above? Such a small price to pay for just even one day without perversions I won't sing of. Lest I sully this song with an endlessly long litany of degenerate blight. They all spit in God's eye, and so that is why I am praying for the meteorite. Now, right there. Was there a crash? All right, that's where these next parts have to come in. So, get them in the ballpark. And if I didn't play a crash, I would need to dial one in there. Right there. Right there. See if that works. No, a little bit that way. Good enough. In heavenly silence and with divine violence, I picture it hurtling through space, heading straight for the earth with all that fate is worth, and with preternatural grace. I think Preacher Manning comes in again here. All right. Save project. And drums turned out better than I expected. I mean, I'm going to have to make some tweaks, but overall, not too bad. All right. And this would be the last time I have to fix these parts, but let me see. All right. poltergeist, and more to make them tremble. I pray it resembles the head of our Lord Jesus Christ, smiling serenely and ever so keenly as the butt plugs bulge out of their tights. And in their surrender, there is only one gender, and it is called Meteorite. And right there. Where are we? Okay. Okay. And whoops. Is that right? Ah. Should be right there. All right, let's see. That. I'm guessing it's going to be there. Maybe a tiny bit right. I'll nudge it right. One. Now, still not exactly right. Let's try another nudge right. Gonna get nitpicky. Right on the transient. Right on the fucking transient. So I don't know if I could do any better than that. There's no turning around the world that is hellbound, and I'm praying for the meteorite. any issues in the drum part. Yeah, got sloppy during that part. Well, I'm gonna have to. Anyway, that's as lined up as it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to dial this. I'm gonna have to dial those snare hits down in the outro. They're gonna be too loud for the time being, but whatever. All right. Now, you know. Okay. Well, let me see. Where is my strings? Strings. That's it. Might as well have that synced up. Okay. Right. Gonna replace this, but for now, it starts right at the verse. Right there. Okay. Okay. Zoom in. I should do it. If you guys are, if you had to take off, I don't know. Sometimes I like to, I can't like watch a stream with my eyeballs the whole time, but I'll leave it on and listen. So, but ordinarily if I'm by myself, the only time I talk out loud is if I'm like swearing under my breath. So, okay. Well, I am going to finish, I'm going to stream this to the, until I get everything rearranged in time. Anyway, let me see. So, now let's turn our attention to Preacher Manning. Let's get him coming in at the right times. Hopefully the solos will still sync up. Okay. Preacher Manning is, well, this is going to be tricky. All right, I need to go back to my mix down. Glad I did the mix down. And oh no, he's not in the mix down. Shoot. All right. Well. Okay. Preacher Manning. All right, so yeah, it's way too early. He comes in way over here. Whoops. Oh yeah, and okay, God, this is all messed up. So Preacher Manning and Solo 1 go together, and I'm gonna mute them. There's where the solo comes in. So I think I'll start with that. Preacher Manning, that's a little bit more nuanced. Start getting the solo in the right place. A little bit late. Still a little bit late. less. Okay, I'll go with that. Now, Preacher Manning. What's going on here? Why can't I select that clip? What's going on? Doesn't want to allow me to select the clip. And well. I'm gonna have to. Just gonna have to delete my automation lanes and hope that can I. Okay, I can select it now. All right, I'm gonna have to redo all that, but that's okay. Now, where exactly does Preacher Manning come in and go out?
I got a word of knowledge, a word of prophecy.
Might have just lucked out.
I want preacher to use this word of prophecy ever, whithersoever you go.
That's right.
That God is going to put a burning, God's going to put a catch in the butthole.
That's it.
God's going to
I lucked out. I love it.
Every sodomite butthole, everyone that practices sodomy from the day of this message.
Believe it or not,
get cancer in the butthole.
This is really carefully timed,
It'll
man.
burn and burn and burn. You'll have to, the manufacturers will have to go into manufacturing chairs where people can stand up because they won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole. Every sodomite, that way we'll know it's a sodomite because it can't sit down.
Yep. Now, let's see if he lines up with the... all right, so that's first solo and Preacher Manning. Pastor Manning. Second solo, third solo. All right. Second solo came in, so it's going to be... Okay, I'm going to mute that. All right, now that's more or less where it comes in. It depends on the phrasing. That's the one anyway. Right. Solo comes in before the one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm guessing it's going to be right around there. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 should be on the 1. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, oh, there. Okay. Nope. Solo that. Mute that. Right there. Okay. That should be right in the ballpark. Yeah.
He's got a flame. He's got their special asbestos diapers. When God gets through with the sodomite, this is the word of the Lord. This is the prophecy of Almighty God. This is the Lord. This is the Lord. And Pastor, if you are a sodomite, God's going to have a flame coming out of your butthole. You're going to need an asbestos diaper. You better go and pray to God and ask God to heal you before this word cools down. You better ask God to heal you, and then you'll tell God, I'm going to preach against every sodomite. I'm going to preach against the sodomite maker, Barack Hussein Obama, the son of Satan. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer, like James and Vatican say,
Ah, God, got something else coming in where it's not supposed to. I guess I should be muting. All this stuff down here is outro shit. That doesn't come in yet. All right. Where does Manny go out? Here. Oh, I want to mute Solo 3 because that's coming in. All right.
Saying Obama, the son of Satan, I'm going to become a sodomite slayer, like James David Manning up there in Harlem, New York City. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer. Otherwise, you're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
That needs to. So Preacher Manning needs to shift left. And all right, so I'm gonna select the space in between and delete it. That way I have all right. Might as well do likewise over here. And this is gonna have to shift left. Maybe I'll get lucky again.
the sodomite. This is the word of the Lord. This is the prophecy of Almighty Lord. This is the Lord's word. This is the Lord's word. And
See, it occurs to me now that ultimately I'm going to have to match up Preacher Manning with the video. So I need the video in here. I got to figure out how to get the video imported into Cakewalk.
Tell God I'm going to preach against every sodomite. I'm going to preach against the sodomite thinker, Barack Hussein Obama, the son of Satan. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer, like David Manning up there in Harlem, New York City. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer. Otherwise, you're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
Although I think that's close. I think I lucked out again, but that's really close if memory serves. All right. Save project. And now we've got the third solo and Preacher Manning once again. Okay, so where does the third solo come in? There's the one, and there's solo 3 up there. Solo 3, get your ass over to the right. And okay, let's see, beep. Try that. See if it works. A little bit late. Oh no, okay, so we're going to find the one on the solo. Right there. There's the one on the solo. I want it to be about right there. So let's see if that works. A little bit late, tiny bit late. Another nudge. Let's nudge left. That's it. All right. Pastor, where are you? I should get some JLP in here, man. I should have put Jesse Lee in here. But I don't know. That Pastor Manning shit's pretty funny, man. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. For this solo, it's the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir. That's right. And then Pastor Manning comes in for the outro. And this timing is also going to have to be synced to the video. Where is the San Francisco Choir? There it is. All right. Oh.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, here's a message for you. And we're simple. We fight against all rights. We say we all need lives and when you're distracted, you think that you correct your things.
That's going to have to line up with the video. And I did have it lined up to where it somewhat syncs up musically with the solo and the chord progression in a kind of weird, dissonant sort of way, but it does kind of make sense. But again, I gotta get There's some trick to importing a video file into Cakewalk. There's a trick to it. I'm going to have to go back and figure it out again. So, but a clue is where it ends.
And you will barely notice it.
And you will barely notice it.
And you will barely notice it. And subtly, and you will barely notice it.
That might be it right there.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, here's a message for you. We're sinful. We fight against our rights. Say we all need lives. With your disclosure, that you corrupt your kids for gender goals and then justice once, you're correct. We'll convert the children. After taking by me, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it.
Of every sodomite, there'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper.
Now, I should be able to roughly line up Pastor Manning with the explosion at the end of the world when the planet is destroyed. And that's the meteorite, because he's not talking past the meteorite explosion.
You're talking about being hot. Well, you sure not gonna be hot. You're gonna.
Oh, but the meteorite explosion has been shifted. Everything's been shifted. Yeah. Oh, now, okay, I get it now. Now I understand. Everything is shifted. What's the word? Logarithmically, maybe? I was thinking with too much linearity. All right. So all of these envelopes have to be deleted. Yep. This was all to get that new drum part in. So, I mean, that new drum part better be worth it. Because I'm gonna have to go back and do all this all over again. And it wasn't. See, I really don't want to have to do this all over again. This one, this part. Oh man, what's this? What was this automation? It was an EQ automation. Well, so be it. Because I don't think I can even select the damn track, the clip. I can. But if I drag it, will the automation fall? It will. Well, let me backtrack. All right.
You're talking about being hot. Well, you sure not gonna be hot. You're gonna have a flame shooting out of your vagina. You're gonna need asbestos panties to stop that flame. I'm the Lord. I said, I'm the Lord.
Pastor Manning may be a little bit to the right here.
You women that have a flame coming out of your vagina. You're talking about being hot. Well, you sure not gonna be hot. You're gonna have a flame shooting out of your vagina. You're gonna need asbestos panties to stop that flame. I'm the Lord. I said, I'm the Lord.
All right. Where does that meteorite explode? Right there. Well, the automation curves are not where they're supposed to be anyway. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. Well,
A flame of fire is gonna come out that butthole, and they'll never be able to put it out. I'm the Lord. You women that have a flame coming out of your vagina. You're talking about being hot. Well, you sure not gonna be hot. You're gonna have a...
okay. See, messed up the... I'm just going to have to delete these envelopes and just do it again.
But God said, you're talking about being hot. Well, you sure to stop that flame. I'm the Lord. I said, I'm the Lord. There'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper. It will stop this. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomite and sodomite failure free. The next time you get poked in the butt, a flame, when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out. You will not be able to get in the bathtub and put it out. You will not be able to get in the toilet and put it out. You will not be able to wash it out. You'll need an asbestos diaper in order to be able to stop that flame. And nobody will ever stick a penis in your butthole again because it will be on fire. It'll be flames of fire. You think AIDS was bad. You ain't seen nothing. So you see the flame coming out of T.D. Jake's butt. So where's T.D. Jake? He's got a flame. He's got on his asbestos diaper. Where's Creflo Dollar? He's got a flame. That's faggot. He's got a flame coming out of his butt. You better get up and preach God's word. On Harlem night, all the faggots up here in Harlem that I pronounce the flame. You're going to think you're going to be in the midst of the swamps of South Carolina, what they call the lightning bug.
All right. Okay. All right. It looks like this. It looks like this one. Let's get this track coming in the right time. Right there. Do. Let's unmute that. Oh boy, it's timed. Let me see. What should I try to calibrate it to? Calibrate it to the deep space vibe and the arpeggiator sweep and the drum. Okay, I'm going to delete the envelope. Can't even hear it. Okay. And all right. A little bit left. A little bit right. A little bit left. Let's do a left nudge too. Another one. Okay. And what's next? The voice of God. Can you make it out? You prayed for the meteorite. All right. And that took the volume automation with it. Good. Now, onto this thing that I called Rotor 2 Uber. That's my M-Audio black box setting reference. And I think all this comes in at the same time. So I got that going for me here. And boom. Hopefully it drags the automation curve with it. Let's see how that does. All right, a little bit more. Soloed in. Now this is a tempo sync. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this curve. Delete envelope so we can hear it when it comes in. Can't really argue with that. All right. moving on. Slide guitar part. High slide. Okay, there's our. Maybe I should try moving all these together because maybe they're still in time relative to each other. I wonder. Shift click, shift click, shift click. See what happens. Oh yeah, all right. Whoops. I slide. Show lane. Delete it. Okay. Just nudge them one by one, I guess. Good. Yep. All right. Solo in the next part. Right there. And might as well. Delete it. There we go. Whoops. Fit shifted lead. Sounds good. Might as well pan these. All right. Making progress. Almost there. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The low slide part. Delete envelope. All right. This is a little bit trickier, this one. I think it's more or less it. know for certain momentarily. And then we've got 28 scoop. And, well, let's solo that. That seems pretty straightforward. All right. Okay. That's getting there. Let's start near the end of the third solo.
And they'll never be able to put it out. I'm the Lord. You women have a slave.
that's more or less lined up. Go back to the beginning real quick. And I just want to make sure that that new drum track is...
Whithersoever you go, that God is going to put a burn, God's going to put a cancer in the butthole. God's going to put a cancer in the butthole of every sodomite. Every sodomite's butthole, everyone that practices sodomy from the day of this message will get cancer in the butthole. Right there. It'll burn and burn and burn. You'll have to, the manufacturers will have to go into manufacturing chairs where people can stand up because they won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole. Every sodomite, that way we'll know it's a sodomite because he can't sit down.
Flash paper, it comes screaming down from above. Such a small price to pay for just even one day without versions I won't sing of. Lest I sully this song with an endlessly long litany of degenerate light. They all spit in God's eye, so that is why I am praying for the meteorite. In heavenly silence and with divine violence, I picture it hurtling through space, heading straight over the earth with all that fate is worth, and with preternatural grace.
You got a plane, you got to have special asbestos diapers. When God gets through with the sodomite, this is the word of the Lord. This is the prophecy of Almighty God. This is the Lord's word. This is the Lord's word. And pastor, if you are a sodomite, God's going to have a plane coming out of your butthole. You're going to need an asbestos diaper. You better go and praise the God and ask God to heal you before this word cools down. You better ask God to heal you, and then you'll tell God, I'm going to preach against every sodomite. I'm going to preach against the sodomite maker, Barack Hussein Obama, the son of Satan. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer, like David Madison said, out of New York City. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer. Otherwise, you're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
And I pray that it reaches them stricken and speechless, laid low in their lurid zeitgeist. keenly as the black clouds bulge out of their tights. And in their surrender, there's only one gender, and it is called Meteorite. Yes, it may seem an odd thing to whisper to God, but I think it is fitting and right. There's no turning around the world that is hellbound, and I'm praying for the
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, here's a message for you. If you think we're sinful, fight against all rights, say we all need lives and tonight. We're doing this right here. Think that you corrupt your kids for agenda dolls and checks. Justice once, correct. We'll convert your children. Have to take finding why you feel suddenly, and you will
And you'll need an objective diaper. It will stop this. You can do one or two things. Sodomite the next time you get poked in the butt, a flame, when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out. You will not be able to get in the bathtub and put it out. You will not be able to get in the toilet and put it out. You will not be able to wash it out. You'll need an effective diaper in order to be able to stop that flame. And nobody will ever stick a penis in your butthole again because it will be on fire. It'll be flames of fire. You think AIDS was bad? You ain't seen nothing. So you see the flame coming out of Steve's rich blood. Where's Steve Gates? He's got a flame. He's got on his best diaper. Where's that goes out? He's got a flame. That's faggot. He's got a flame coming out of his brother. You better get up and preach God's word. From Harlem night, all the faggots are in Harlem. That I pronounce the flame. You're going to think you're going to be in the midst of the swamps of South Carolina. What they call the white people. I don't know if you've ever...
Yeah, and so it goes until now. The sound of the meteorite is dialed all the way down. That's supposed to creep up and then explode upon impact. And the song ends in the annihilation of the planet Earth. I'm an equal opportunity bigot. It's part of me that feels like we all deserve it, all of us, for various kinds of foolishness. You know, you think I'm a bigot for this song, but like, check out my song "Raging." I'm an asshole to everybody. I point the finger where it can be pointed. And I'm a member of the human race too. It's a good thing I'm not God. Just don't ever take me too seriously. Whatever you do. You know, I thought I did okay with the drums and the final stretch there, but I don't know, it's just so... I'm wondering if I could... I got very few effects running. very few plugins running. I'm wondering if I could get away with drum tracking here in the project. I don't think there's a big latency problem right now. All right. Right there. Just for the heck of it. Okay, save. All right. We tuck this in here. And if I mute the preacher, I don't know. Just curious to see if I can track in the main project here. So, worth a try. I don't think I'm having any real latency issues here. If I could just keep it simple and straight within my means. All right. Is that going to take a nudge or not? Well, it just goes to show I can do better than I did before. So I'm going to say that's a keeper.
There'll be a face coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper. It will stop this. Now, you can do one or two things. Sodomite and sodomite failure to free. The next time you get poked in the butt, a flame, when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out. You will not be able to get in the bathtub and put it out. You will not be...
Yeah, okay. All right. Thanks again to Ivan and Eric for stopping by and keeping me company for a while. I guess for next time, I'm going to have to figure out how to get that video in here and synced up. No, not for next time. That can wait. I can do that sort of last. No. Next time will be proper leveling and EQing, which this time was supposed to be. I'm going to have to retitle this stream. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I got to, well, there's several various loose ends to tie up, actually. All right, that one I'll leave there. 7:38, 7:13 a.m. on Thursday, June 5th. Going to be dead soon. Here in lovely, scenic Paju City, South Korea. God bless and keep you. No matter who or where you are, whatever you might be doing, within reason, of course. Don't be bringing children into your business if it doesn't concern them. In a proper, healthy, natural, beneficial, wholesome way. Lean Bear, over and out.